welcome to the Five-A-Side podcast. I'm Fergus Smith and I'm joined by Matthew Thompson.
Evening, folks.
Ross Stewart.
Good evening.
Billy Kirkpatrick.
Good evening.
And Craig Gregor.
All right.
We've all been bowled over by the standard of this week's games. There was very few games going into it, and there's been very few goals scored in it, so we're coming out of it having to find something to talk about, so I think we will be a bit shorter this week. Congratulations to Matt on getting points in the predictions. The only one out of all of us to get points, and he got 5 points, so congratulations there. We'll not talk about that any further. We will talk about the championship fixtures that there was midweek. One of them was Wraith 0, Ayr 0. Craig, do you think it's a good result for Ayr?
Looking at the table, you've got to say a draw away to second place as a good result. But I think in this league, you can win any game. Like if you play well enough, like there's no standout. Even Hearts, there's no standout teams in this league that you can't go to and think, oh yeah, there's a loss coming off the bat. They started off well and then just seemed to sit back and try and defend as if they were okay with the draw, which I wasn't too happy about, but a point's a point.
Yeah, I suppose a point is a point, especially when recently Ayr have kind of struggled to pick up anything really. And an interesting stat that you mentioned before the game started was that Ayr hadn't won 2 games on the bounce this season, which is surprising.
Also, I'm not too sure if Wraith have either. Wraith's last 10 games have went like win-loss, 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 win-draw.
Oofed. That's not great. Not great for either team, to be honest. But I think personally, I think the point's decent for Ayr. You would have liked to see them back up their win at the weekend with winning in midweek, but Wraith are a tricky side at the moment. So I think looking at it, you take the draw and you kind of walk away and you go, let's build on that. And Ayr now have a new manager as well, so hopefully he can build on something as well.
They do. 4 points under the caretaker manager isn't the worst from 2 games. It's a good start for Hopk-IN come in and take over and see what he can do.
It's one that I don't know if everyone will agree, but I think everyone can give their opinion on what they think about the appointment. It seems to split opinion with their supporters, and I'm certainly a bit split on it, looking at it. So we'll get everyone's sort of opinions on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think he's. Sorry, Matthew. I don't think he's a bad managerial appointment. He certainly knows the league, which I think, compared to
he knows the league.
Potentially other candidates who applied, perhaps didn't have the needed experience for Ayr. So I don't think it's a bad appointment at all.
Yeah, I kind of agree. I think it's not the most inspiring. Like it's not one of those ones that gets you out your seat with excitement. But you know what you're going to get. I think Ayr will stay up. That's really. Could they make a push for the playoff places? Possibly. I'd like to see them get a few results. Obviously, being from Ayr, but it's not a bad appointment. He's got enough pedigree that I think he'll be able to do the job.
No, I have to disagree with my colleagues here. It's a boring, safe appointment. Someone that will grind out 20 0-0s a season, no doubt. If you're looking for someone to provide excitement, attacking play, well, this is certainly not it. This is someone that's going to have a team similar to Steve Clarke, defensively well organised, but might well just get results. So I think if you're going to pay your money to go to games to be entertained, it's probably not for you. But if you're going to pay your money to get into games to see the team win or not lose, then probably it is for you. I think the names that were touted around just probably go to show the same old washing machine of candidates that we have within Scotland. The same 8 names touted around, the middle-aged kind of that just kind of come into it. But Hopk-In, he'll be hopping into the job, and hopefully, he's hopping up the league as soon as he can, and then, if things don't go well, he'll be hopping on out of here.
And the quality of Billy's jokes are as good as the quality of his camera right now.
Great.
I would say the quality of Billy's jokes is quite honking, actually.
Go away.
Is it possible to edit that part out?
I'm keeping it in. I'm keeping it in because we need the length.
We do, yeah.
Well,
that's what she said.
Unfortunately.
Like Billy said, it's uninspiring, but I don't think there was an inspiring candidate out there. That's the problem.
Sir Alex.
Well, Curtis Woodhouse.
Christ, don't even go there.
Sir Alex Ferguson.
Curtis Woodhouse, whose highest role has been in the English tier 8 or 7 or something like that.
He's worked.
Yeah,
not as a manager, but as a coach, he has worked from step 8 to step 3. I do think though he wasn't the right man for this particular job, but maybe a team in League 1 or League 2, if a job was to come up, I would advocate him as a managerial candidate.
Right, but not for their job because it just wouldn't. It wouldn't.
He lacks experience of a relegation fight.
He wouldn't have the experience of. He lacks experience of anything, really, doesn't he? Anyway, he didn't get the job. He was very vocal about the fact that he didn't get the job on Twitter, and let's just leave it at that because the less said, the better. Nothing much happening in this game now.
No,
in the air game.
The air game, yeah.
It's a classic 0-0.
It wasn't much, no.
No.
There's not much else to add to it.
No.
It was probably the most boring game I've seen for this season, but it was both. I wouldn't actually say neither team really had a clear chance at all. Ayr did have a chance in the last minute to actually net the game, but Tom Walsh just missed his shot, so that was unlucky.
So the classic Borefest, the snooze fest as people call it.
Yeah,
was class. Another game that was the other game in the championship was Inverness 0, Morton 1. I keep saying every week I feel like Inverness have to win a game at some point, and every time I say that they either draw or they lose. So, and they did it again.
I was shocked. I'm going to have to say this. I was shocked, given how bad Morton were on Saturday. I just didn't see this coming. I mean, right now, if I was an Inverness fan, I'd be distraught. I'd be having my whiskey and just, utterly contemplating what the hell's happened to our team. Neil McCann's come in, and I don't know what person on this podcast said Neil McCann's a great appointment, but whatever person it was, bloody idiot. You wouldn't see me saying those sort of things. I didn't think I was fully convinced by his appointment. I don't recall who said it, but another poor result against a poor Morton side.
Well, I do have recollection of you saying such comments.
I don't remember, unfortunately.
I mean, I didn't really expect a good game between these two teams, considering I both there's only been one win combined between them in 2021, and that was Inverness versus Ayr.
Yeah, Inverness have only played one game in 2021, so we'll let them off with that one.
And it was against Ayr.
Do we think Inverness could get relegated?
Nah, surely not. I don't think so.
You say that.
I went through all the phases. Yes, they're definitely going down. There we go.
It's not impossible. I could see it happen.
If they don't start winning games.
Well, thank you, Mr. Obvious, for that one.
If the relegation playoffs do take place, I really can't see whatever team finishes in 9th place beating either Cove Rangers or Falkirk.
Yeah. Not Falkirk. No one likes Falkirk. Keep them down.
Nobody likes Falkirk.
I'm saying whatever one doesn't win the league is going to win the playoffs.
Is it not? True. Is there not another team up there? One sec.
No, there's not. No, there's
Yep.
definitely not.
No,
Clyde are up there written there.
no, Montrose.
No, I've not heard of another team.
Oh yeah, Montrose, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Montrose are only a point off Cove,
Well-
so you never know.
Yep.
And Airdrie are 3 back with a game in hand.
You do. Exactly. Do you want to just
Montrose
mention
are
every
quite
team in that league, or we?
I think I will. Clyde are only 10 back with 3 games in hand.
And there's one team we don't want to mention. We don't like them.
Yeah, I thought you were talking about Forfar for a minute there. I was thinking what you got against Forfar.
Oh, well, we don't like Forfar either.
Oh dear.
Fridays.
I think we got a bit off track. We were talking about Inverness v Morton, and then we're talking about Forfar.
Nobody wants to talk about
Fridays.
Inverness v Morton.
Nah, there was a goal. There was a goal scored.
true.
Okay, it's the only goal scored in those 2
Who
games.
scored?
Nesbitt.
Aidan Nesbitt.
Usual. It's the usual.
Usual, yeah.
First goal in 12 games or
It's,
something.
was
it's
a
not
good
the usual
week.
for Morton. Go on,
Yeah.
Craig.
So it was a good wee finish.
Good wee finish.
Yeah.
Don't think he is finished, to be honest.
Wasn't a
It
big
doesn't
finish,
sound like a
but it was
finish
wee
name.
finish.
Doesn't sound finish.
No.
And, well, that game marked the end of Anton McAlone's spell in charge of Morton. That was his last game as he's been replaced. You know, he's been
Rest in
replaced
peace.
by
Gus McPherson.
Gus McPherson and Andy Millen, who's found himself back into work again very quickly.
Apparently, in Morton's statement, they stated that Anton would be staying on as a coach, but in David Hopkins' first interview as Ayr manager, it sounded like Anton would be coming to Ayr to be his assistant.
Well,
So
time will tell.
I love the drama.
the Morton fans aren't too happy that they're going to be losing him to Ayr. So
Yeah, well, no one likes Morton, okay, so...
Morton fans like Morton.
Well, yeah, but I mean, no one here, none of us 5
Hey,
like Morton.
I have
okay?
been to a Morton home game, okay?
Oh, did you not get bullied by the ultras?
No, I was with the Ultras.
Oh wow!
I was in the Morton end.
That sounds a bit
Not
sus,
being
to be
bullied
honest.
by the ultra.
Sounds a bit sus because the ultras are about 12
No, they
there.
weren't. That was a few years ago. They beefed up.
That was a good laugh that day. I enjoyed that day. That was a good laugh.
Well, you weren't there.
I was there.
Yeah, Billy was there.
What, the day that Matt was in the
No,
morning?
not that one.
No, not that one.
No, that was when I.
The time that Matt got bullied by the ultras.
No, I went and watched Morton versus Queen of the South. It was a good game, actually. I think it was like 3-2 or something.
You got bullied by the Queen of the South ultras.
Yeah, Queen of the South.
12-year-olds getting a lift up with their dad.
Yeah, they're all farmers.
I can't wait for us being allowed back into games so we can go watch quality games like that.
Like Morton.
I can't wait. I can't wait to go back to Stranraer. To be honest, Stranraer has the best ultras. All those 9-year-olds.
The Stranraer
It's a place
away
to go,
days,
place to
nothing
be.
better. Go to Morrison's, get some dessert bagels, go into Ayr, the away end. What a time.
Nice league. Pre-season friendly, and Billy's getting the rivalry going already.
You know me. You know me.
Billy there with his vuvuzela.
The Dooligans.
Love it. That was a
Oh.
good laugh.
Brilliant, love it. There was, yes, I've forgotten what I was going to say, but yes,
It was, yes.
those were the 2 championship games. Ever so championshipy and giving us some great content. And not to dwell on it for very much longer because I can't think of anything else to say. Just let's hope that there's some better games at the weekend in the championship. The last game that we're going to have a wee talk about was Rangers away to, don't want to get the wrong team, Slavia Prague in the Europa League, and that finished 1 each over in Prague. I think that's not a bad result for Rangers, especially considering, well, they're away from home. Slavia Prague are no slouches, really. I think it's definitely one that they can now bring back to Glasgow and push on and maybe get a win and get into the next round.
Oh, obviously.
And Craig watched the whole game, so he's going to tell us more about it.
I did. I watched the game. I was in from my bedroom, as Ross Steer usually is. And Rangers didn't start off very well. They they seemed like they were still a bit hungover from the weekend, but they did grow into the game, and they ended up giving Prague a good game. They got the goal before half time, they equalised before half time, and then they could have pushed on and got some more in the second half, but the point is a good result for them to bring back with an away goal. Not the point, I don't know why I said the point.
Yeah,
the draw.
The draw. Yeah, I've seen a few people saying that at half time that sort of like just make sure we get out with a draw at least. Like if we get the win, fair enough. But I think a draw's a big deal, especially in knockout stages, and it's also when you get an away goal, it counts for a lot, as we've seen the other night. But yeah.
Obviously, Slavia Prague are no slouches. They're one of 4 other teams that are undefeated so far in the top European leagues this year. So I felt they were quite well organised and quite difficult to break down. I feel that taking a draw back to Glasgow is not the worst thing in the world. Like, especially considering I think at Ibrox it's going to be another sort of cagey affair. It could be another 0-0 or, well, not another 0-0, but another draw. Yeah, some might say.
It was a tie that I said when the draw was made that would be not a fairly difficult one, but not easy for Rangers, not a walkover, and it's kind of proved that. And then I did say at the weekend there that maybe Rangers could be a bit rough after their weekend celebrations, and we don't know whether that affected them, but like if they'd lost, then you could have seen why they would have lost if they had been a bit sort of hungover.
A special mention to Alan McGregor, who probably made one of the best saves of the entire Europa League. Craig, you were there in your room. Good save, phenomenal.
I was going to say it was a tremendous save. How he managed to get down so quick to get even just to get his hand to it, and then to stop the ball as well, so it didn't bounce back out to a Slavia player. It was a very good save, and that is why he is the number 1 goalkeeper in Scotland.
It was a really good save, and as I understand it, Craig's already trying to make a meme out of it, so we move.
Billy is shaking his head by this. Bill, do you care to explain? Was it not a good world-class save?
No, I'm just angry at Alan. I was speaking to my good friend Steve, in the build-up to the game, and he'll also be delighted to take away a point. But Alan McGregor, you have cost me 5 points, and I want those 5 points in the form of a letter, please.
Thank you very much, Alan McGregor. And I've just watched the save.
It's cost me 2 points.
Just watched the save for the first time. That is some save, to be fair. Fair play to the lad. Jeez, that is 5 points right there.
It's fine. I'll take it to the SFA next week.
So,
it's fine.
They don't like you, Billy.
What's everyone thinking?
We don't like you. The SFA.
They don't like me at all.
Billy's sitting here in tears.
What's everyone's thinking about Rangers in the next leg? Do you think they'll go through, Ross?
I think they'll get every opportunity. I feel if they don't do what they did in this leg and sort of not play for 15 minutes and really they keep a level of consistency, I reckon they'll stand a good chance.
Matt, do you think they'll go through?
Yeah.
Craig?
Yeah, I think they will. See, especially if Tav's going to be back for the game, even though Nathan Patterson did have a very good game today. That experience, the captaincy of Tav to come into the team will shore them up.
Yeah. And Billy?
No, next week will be a bridge too far for them. You've heard it here first. They're out next week.
Well, if you're asking me, I think they will go through. Contrary to popular belief, even, yeah, I do think they will go through. Although I will still be predicting them to lose when it comes to doing those predictions.
Can you hear the pain
on Monday?
Can you hear that, listeners? That's pain.
No. Let me go on. I think they will go through. I think it's just they've got no game at the weekend now, so they can rest up and focus on the match. And yeah, simple as that. I think they'll have that edge going into the next game. and it's at home. Although, what is home advantage at the moment? Don't really know.
I guess you don't travel.
You wouldn't know.
Anyway, they don't have to travel. That's true. So, in the week as well, it was confirmed by Aberdeen that Derek McInnes had left the club by mutual consent after almost 8 years. He was coming up on being there for 8 years. Farewell, Derek. Good luck with the rest of your career and your life. But I think it's one that Aberdeen fans have been wanting to happen for a while now, and they've got it.
He's left the club and he's handed his CV straight into Celtic.
He can get to fuck.
He'll be the next Celtic manager.
You know what?
That's plenty.
Go for it. Absolutely. Let's go.
No.
Take it.
No.
Need a guy that knows the league. It's worked every time so far.
He does know the league.
Yep.
Yeah, does he finish third or fourth?
He finished second.
Well, I don't want to talk. You know what?
2 years.
This isn't the fucking Derek McInnes podcast, okay? So I don't want to talk. Don't want to talk about him. We'll give him our well wishes. What's next for Aberdeen?
Oh, back to winning football
Manager
matches.
that can get them to scoring goals.
I think Aberdeen will go back down to struggling. I don't think they'll be pushing for European places like they have been recently. I think they didn't realise, some Aberdeen fans didn't realise how good a job Derek McInnes did do for them. When he took over, they were struggling. They were down at the depth of the league, and he's pulled them. Got umpteen second places in a row, and some third places after that as well.
Yeah, well, I was looking. Funny enough, you say that. I was looking the other day actually at like previous tables in the league, and before he came in, they were bottom six consistently, like below teams like Inverness, who we're all now considering for going down to the next league lower. So yeah, it made a huge difference to them. And even this season, I think I was saying before that Aberdeen actually had a better points total at the start of this year than they did this time last year. So a strange one, but they'd been calling for him to go for a while, so I think it was probably about time up for him.
I think what they wanted from him was for him to do like just that bit better in Europe. Like when he played the teams, obviously they played some hard teams like Sporting and even of Burnley, like they're an English Premiership side. But when they did play the lower down side, they really should have been capitalising on that in Europe.
Capitalising on getting better results. Yeah,
but I think they've scored one goal in their last 9 league games, and that was against Kilmarnock, who we all know are going to finish 11th this season anyway.
Behind Ross County.
Yeah, Ross County are going 12th, exactly. But when we score 1 in 9 and you're meant to be the third best team in the league, you're going to lose. Your job's gone.
Yep.
Yeah. I feel bad for him though, because he's done a great.
I feel bad for him. Did a great job, but I think it's a waiting game to see what Aberdeen do. I think they might play it out.
I've heard Neil Lennon's available. I don't know how much truth there is to that. And Frank Lampard.
I think at the moment what I've seen is anyone that's been suggested for the Celtic job is now being suggested for the Aberdeen job.
Well, can they take Roy Keane?
The list for the two lists for next manager on betting websites are near enough identical in points.
The only one that appears in the Aberdeen list but doesn't appear in the...
What are you saying?
Sorry, on you go.
No, on you go.
Okay, I was saying the one that appears in the Aberdeen list but doesn't appear in the Celtic list really is Stephen Glass, but that's down to the Atlanta Aberdeen link. But he didn't do very well with Atlanta, so I don't think he'd be a very good manager for Aberdeen. So
if Aberdeen appoint on the basis of an MLS link, they're idiotic.
I see Darren Fletcher's quite. It's only 12-1.
Yeah, but he's just got got a promotion at Man United, so
football director or technical director.
Yeah, no, he won't be anywhere near it.
I mean, if Aberdeen do go down and appoint Stephen Glass, someone who has not been very successful with Atlanta United, it's the equivalent of Rangers. If Gerrard left, Rangers hiring somebody from Orange County Soccer.
Rangers,
Ridiculous thinking about how to life.
Rangers would love Orange County.
Or Belangara as well.
It's their favourite county.
Right.
They do have a partnership.
Before, yeah, exactly. I think that's what Billy was getting at. The fact they have a partnership, Matt. Come on, you just chill out. So before we dwell on this, we'll talk about it when they appoint someone. We will go on to the weekend's predictions, in which we have 2 Premiership games and 5 Championship games. Ooh.
Yes,
I know. So we'll jump right in, and Craig's going to give us his prediction for Livingston v Hamilton.
Every week I keep saying this is the week Livingston are going to win again, but not this week. This is a 1-0 Hamilton, and the nail in the Kelly coffin.
I'll get your name right this time, Billy.
Well, I mean, judging by previous predictions, if you're a betting man, do the opposite of I pick. I'm going to go point shared 1-1.
Jur is next.
I think I'll also go 1-0.
And I'm going to go for a 2-0 Livingston. I'm going to go bold.
Yeah. Just for the sheer fact that I don't want Hamilton to get any points out of this, I'm going to go 1-0 Livingston. Another game at Ross County, Hibs.
So Hamilton winning was the first nail in the Kelly coffin, and Ross County winning 2-0 was the second nail in the Kelly coffin of the weekend.
Not to alarm you, Craig, but you've lagged out for us.
Oh, I thought it was me.
So we didn't get the score.
It's only me and Billy that appear to be left.
I thought it was me, but no, it's just us two that's left.
No, it's just Craig and Matt just all froze.
I'm not gonna lie. I didn't freeze. Everyone was fine for me. Just Craig lagged out like a belter.
Right. Okay. Well, in case you didn't hear it,
predictions?
It's going to be 2-0 Ross County. 2-0 Ross County.
2-0 Ross County. Billy,
okay,
go on.
Well, I'm going to go with another good old favourite of mine, the score draw, 1 each.
George, on 1 each as well?
I'm going to say 3-0 to Hibs.
And actually just mark me down.
3-0 Hibs.
Me and Jura were always on the same wavelength. 3-0 to Hibs.
Yep. I think this is a Hibs team that desperately need to win. So 3-1 Hibs. And into the Championship, Inverness Wraith.
Well, going by patterns, this should be a Wraith win, and the fact that they're playing Inverness, so
that's really good.
2-0 Wraith.
Bill.
Well,
let me guess, score draw.
No, not a score draw. I'm going to go 2-1 to Inverness. There we are. I'm going to go bold.
I just thought you lagged.
I don't even know.
So 1-0 to Wraith.
And Matt.
I'm going to go with 1 each.
I'm gonna go bold. I'm gonna go 3-2 Inverness.
Did Bill and Matt not remember that conversation we just had about how bad Inverness are?
Yeah, but bounce back ability. Okay.
Okay.
Dundee Arbroath.
3-1 to Dundee.
I don't know why I was questioning the fact that you said Dundee there. I was looking at Dunfermline and I was really confused.
Well,
Billy.
For me, this is a tight game written all over it. I'm going to go 1-1.
Sure.
I'm going to say 2-0 to Dundee.
Matthew.
I'm going to go with 1-0 Dundee.
I'm going to follow and say 1-0 Dundee.
Stop copying me.
Dunfermline Morton. Craig.
Well, based on the fact that Morton are also on a poor run of form, just like Inverness, I'll be predicting. I don't know. Someone's already put a one in there. It's 2-0 Dunfermline. Getting ahead of yourself there.
Billy.
Well, I think there'll be the new manager bounce back for Morton, and I think Dunfermline are a good enough side. I think it'll be 1-1.
Uno. He's loving these Unos today.
He's fourth of.
Jura, do you want a 1-1 as well?
No, I was actually going to say dos.
Dos. Matt, do you want...
one Spanish because
I'm
it's
going to
2
go
each.
with DOS nil
Craig.
to Dunfermline.
Dos. Nil.
I don't actually know what 0 is, but nil will do it.
I'm gonna go Dos Uno to Morton. Hearts Air. This is a blowout, Craig. How many nil to Hearts you wanting?
I won 3-1 to Ayr.
Yep, I thought he would say that. Billy.
Not 1-1. I think it'll be 2-1 to Hearts.
I'm going to go bold with my prediction. It's going to be 5-1 to Hearts.
It's different between bold and wrong.
Sorry, excuse me. You've put 2-1 to Ayr in mine. I've said 2-1 Hearts.
You can mark that down on my score.
I've done the
Mark that
same
down on my
injuries
score
as
because
well.
I'm putting 2-1 to Ayr.
We really are
That's
gassed
what's
with these
written on top.
predictions.
I'm gonna go 4-0 to Hearts.
You guys are so wrong, by the way.
Finally, we have Queen of the South, Alloa.
Well, I guess at this point where I look back and I realise I've not predicted a draw yet, so this will be
Yeah,
my
I've just
draw
done the same.
for the weekend. And I'm going to go for 1 each.
Billy.
3-1 to Queen of the South.
I'm going to say 2-0 to Queen of the South.
I'm going to say 1-0. 1-0.
And I'm going for 2-0. So we'll see how we fare on Monday when we.
Any chance we
When
can
we
take a look at the
discuss these.
table?
I would like to point out the fact that there's been a 1 each predicted in every
Reminder.
game apart from the Hearts v Ayr game.
Right. In the table, still sitting on the bottom is me, 47. Craig and Jura on 50 ahead of me. Billy on 56 and Matt on 73. Matt, the table's only changed. The only thing that's changed is your points. I've added 5 to them. That's it.
That's right. That's right.
So, from Matt, before he gets too cocky, goodbye. Say goodbye, Matt.
Night, folks.
Jura, say goodbye.
Adios, everybody.
Craig, say goodbye.
Goodbye.
And Mr. Minecraft Man, Billy.
Goodbye.
Finally, from me, we have been the Five-A-Side Podcast, entertaining as ever. Goodbye. Good night. God bless.
Beep boop.